our mentor. Galing po siya ng Santa Barbara, California. Naging magaling na trainer and a good mentor. Ngayon po, nandito siya sa Uno Premier para introduce sa inyo yung business. Okay? He's been in the business for the past 22 years at siya po ay at the age of 17, nakatanggap na rin po siya ng mga, talagang kumikita ho, no? And at the age of 19, kumita po siya ng more than $1 million, no? Sa business na ganito. By the way po, hindi ko na po patatagalin. Okay? Ang pangalan po niya, walang iba po, kundi si Mr. Johnny Scofield.
All right. How's it going, everyone? Great. Good. All right. Boy, anyways, traffic in Manila is just so bad, isn't it? We're doing live streaming tonight. Can we adjust the volume on the audio? It's a little bit high. Excuse me, back there. Can we adjust the volume? Just bring it down just a little bit. Volume. Yeah. Before we get started here, I would like to ask the audience a couple of questions, if that's okay. First of all, how many people here in this audience is your very, very first time to witness our business preview? Please raise your hands. Very first time. Okay? A lot of people don't want to raise their hands. It's always the case, right? How many of you in the audience actually have any experience in the traditional network marketing arena? When I say traditional network marketing, I'm referring to companies, good companies like Amway, New Skin, Herbalife, Forever Living, Intra, Royale. Any of you guys have any experience? Okay. I know some of these is, oh yeah, I have, but I don't want to raise my hand. I don't want anybody to know I was doing that, right? Okay, how many of you within the audience actually own and operate your own traditional business? Please raise your hand. Okay. Now, how many of you guys actually belong to the, I would say, to the corporate world? You guys have a job, employment. Please raise your hands. Okay. And then that means everybody else is unemployed then, right? Okay. Our business preview is very short. It's about 35 minutes long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the gaps a little bit and kind of share a little bit about myself and why I'm here and ultimately why you're here. Is that okay? Okay. First of all, just to let you guys know, I am the Uno Premier Corporate Consultant. I've been doing international consultancy for the last 6 to 7 years. I've been in industry for the last 23 years now. And I can tell you the last 23 years, it's been quite a journey. It's been a very, very exciting journey. And here we're in an industry that's called network marketing that many people shy away from, or they feel that it's not for them or that it's a scam. There's a lot of things that we're going to cover here tonight so you can understand the difference of what's called a traditional network marketing program and a high ticket program. Okay, I'm going to distinguish the difference between the two. And just so you guys are all clear, I want you to understand that we are not Uno. You need to understand that we are not Uno. You heard that correctly. We are Uno Premier, a completely different company, same management or added management and same ownership, but a completely different company as opposed to your traditional local network marketing company. Okay, so it's very important that you understand that. And also what's very important that you need to understand is that the timing of Uno Premier could not be any better. And I can tell you that in 23 years, what experience has taught me is that timing is everything. No matter what business that you're in, timing is everything. Just like in real estate, it's location, location, location. In business, it's timing, timing, timing. You remember back about 8, 9, 10 years ago when the water filtration business just got started, right? And people started, they started opening up water stations and introducing mineral water, and people were saying, well, why do I need to drink mineral water, Okay naman ka ng suga ko, uminom na nga ako sa gripo, okay naman eh. Oh, marunong din ako mag-Tagalog, Okay, right? But then when they started educating people on the water and all the heavy minerals and contaminants in it, what did people start saying? Ay, pare, medyo delikado yata yung tubig natin. Sige, pili tayo ng mineral water. Right? And those people that actually went out and opened up water filtration stations, they capitalized on that market 8 to 10 years ago, right? They got all the customers, all the clientele, but today, if you were to try to get into the water filtration business, guess what? Most likely you will go back within the first 6 months to a year, because the timing has passed. All those people that open water filtration systems or companies, they already captured the market, they have their loyal customers, right? So timing is everything. I'm going to tell you right now that the timing of Uno Premier cannot be any better, because we are now barely in the infancy stages of getting this business started. And by the time I'm done today, you're going to understand how powerful Uno Premier really is. You see, my story started back when I was about 17 years old, about 24 years ago. And my father, he was a CIA agent. Are you guys familiar with CIA, FBI, born identity kind of thing? Okay, well, in simple terms, for those who are not sure or familiar with what CIA is, my father was a spy for the U.S. government. And when my father retired back in 1957, his income level was really, really good. It was way up here, right? But there's a thing called inflation. Right, economy. As the economy progresses, inflation kicks in, and the cost of living becomes higher and higher and higher, to the point that my father's income that was so great at one point in time became very, very small. And we just happened to be living out of one of the most expensive places that you could live out in the United States, by a town in Santa Barbara, California. And this is, when I say expensive, I'm not saying just expensive, it's incriminatingly expensive. This is where you see top actors and actresses, a lot of them where they live at, like Michael Jackson before he died. So it kind of gives you an idea of how prestige or how high-end the location is, is. And my father was staying in the most cheapest, beat-up, rusty, whatever you call it, old people's home that we could find broken down, which back in Santa Barbara, for the price he was paying for, you would think it's pretty high end, but it wasn't really that good. It's very, very expensive. And every day that I would visit my father, it would absolutely break my heart. Because here I am looking at a man that did his best to raise me as a single daddy, and he's living in such poor conditions, and it would just absolutely tear me apart. And every time I would visit my father, I would say, "Dad, one of these days, Dad, I'm going to take you out of this hellhole, and I'm going to get you some real loving, professional care." My father, he would look at me and he'd smile. He'd say, "Oh, son, thank you. That's very thoughtful of you." And my father, he would only ask me a series of public questions. Every time that I would see him, he would say, "Son, tell me, how are you? How's life treating you? Are you okay?" And I look at my dad equally with a smile, and I go, "Oh, Dad, my life is great. I am okay. Don't worry about me." But little did my father know that I was living out of my 1965 beat-up, rusty Volkswagen, living in the back seat of my car for a very, very long time. You see, life in the United States, especially in Santa Barbara, was very, very difficult. I was 17 years old at the time. And one day I was walking down Santa Barbara State Street, and I ran into a friend of mine, a black girl. And as I ran into my friend, she was so excited to see me. She goes, "Oh my God, Johnny, so good to see you. How have you been?" I said, "Well, I'm okay." She goes, "Where are you at?" I said, "Well, I'm still at the same job. You guys familiar with job is? Job? No, it's not job. It's just over broke, right? Barely making it from paycheck to paycheck." So she was telling me that she wanted me to meet her mom, so that I had to talk to her, and since she was a friend, I took up her invitation and I met her mom, and this is the moment that my whole life changed. I was introduced to network marketing for the very first time. She invited me to this business presentation. It's kind of similar to something like what we're here like right now. And as I go to this presentation and show up, I'm actually really confused. Because as I walk in that door, I'm wondering, why is that people are just dressed casual or smart casual, or and here I am dressed in a full-blown business suit, which I went out and broke out my piggy bank and went to the bank rolling up quarters, diamonds, and nickels just to go out and buy myself a piggy bank, my whole life savings, and I spent $480 on that suit. and I show up to a meeting that something doesn't seem right, all right? And after I arrived at the place and I was really confused what's going on, I see my friend's mom and they say, "Oh, Johnny, here, sit right here in the front." And as I sit in the front, this guy comes up here and starts talking, and he's talking about dreams and lifestyle and success and money and compensation and products, and everybody's so, they seem so excited, going, "Yes," right? It becomes so contagious that you find yourself going, "Yes," except I'm saying yes, and I don't know what the hell I'm saying yes to, right? Sounds good, money, success, dreams, lifestyle. And after the presentation was done, my friend's mom comes up to me and says, "Johnny, are you ready to get started?" And the moment she said that, I looked at her, I was even more confused. And I look at her, and I look at that board, and I look at her, and I look at that board, and I go, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't got $15,000. I don't got $10,000, and much less, what's this? $5,000. And she looks at me, and she smiles, and she says, "Oh, no, son, don't worry about that. It's okay. We can get you started today as little as $500. $500, and I look at the business suit I just bought for $480, and I'm broke, right? So I told her what I did, right? And after, how black people talk all funny, right? I told her what I did. She goes, "Oh my goodness gracious, I told you to spend that kind of money for." I said, "Ma'am, you told me business meetings. I felt like I had to look like a businessman," right? So that's what I did. I went out and bought myself a business suit. And she was really freaking out. She goes, "Okay, don't worry about it. Hold your horses. We'll figure this out." And she leaves and comes back 15 minutes later. She says, "Okay, Johnny, don't worry about a thing. We're going to get you all set up. We're going to get you going. We're going to put you in the system." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Wow, okay. That sounds really nice." And she says, "Now, you know what you're going to do next, Johnny?" I said, "No, ma'am. What am I going to do?" She goes, "You're going to go out there. You're going to find people, and you're going to bring them and invite them to this meeting." And here I am thinking, I am? Who the hell can I invite? I'm only 17 years old. Right? And I start thinking and thinking. I start thinking about my coworkers at work, because those are the only people I could think of. And I said, "Well, wait a minute, there's something really wrong with this picture, because if I'm broke, they're broke. Right? So I had to think outside the box. So what I would do is I would go to Barnes and Nobles, kind of like a bookstore in the Philippines, Power Books, right? And I would go hang out in the medical section and the legal section, and I would look at that look kind of professional and knew that, like they knew something that I did. And I'll start making small talk with them. And after a minute or two, I'll do an act, and I'll invite them. They're looking at me real funny, thinking, what is this child doing? What is he saying to me? Where's his daddy and mommy at? Because imagine, I'm 41 years old now. Back then, I was 7, and I looked like I was 7. Imagine a 7-year-old boy or 6-year-old boy coming up to you and saying, "Oh, sir, you're so perfect. You're going to make so much money." Right? You think that I pretty much have some loose nuts and bolts up in my head, right? But you know what? Out of curiosity, and this is, I'm making a real long story short. Usually I have the long version of this, but tonight I'll give you guys the short version. Out of curiosity, these people actually showed up. And just within the first 30 days, all I did is go out, invite, and within 30 days, I made $38,000. And I go out and I do it another 30 days, and this time I made $45,000. And you know what? I was able to fulfill a dream. See, just like all of you, or many of you, we all have dreams. But many of you lost your dreams along the way with a thing called life. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's never too late. See, my dream was only one, and that dream was my father, to take him out of that old people's home. And you know what I did? I did fulfill the dream. I took my father out of that old people's home and I put him in a professional nursing home that cost me over $7,000 a month. But I did not care, because you cannot put a price tag onto the love that you have for your father. You see, why am I sharing this story with you? The reason I'm sharing this story with you is because I want you to know that if you want to be successful in life, the only way you will ever become successful at anything that you're going to do, you first need to target in and know what is your burning desire, what is your dream, what is your goal. Because if you do not have focus of what your burning desire is, in anything that you do, you will fail. And I don't know anything more amazing than the industry of network marketing. Network marketing is the only industry that I know that actually encourages failure. That's correct. You heard me right. It teaches you all about failure, so you can get back up on your feet and succeed and move forward. You probably get one of the best mindset in financial education in business and networking with people in network marketing. An education that universities, top universities back in the days did not teach. But believe it or not, now these days, network marketing is now taught in universities. That's right. So we've come a long way in the last 10 years. But you know what I'm going to tell you right now, my whole life, for the next 17 years, that's all I did was network marketing. And by the time I was 19 years old, and this thing they call network marketing, where they say you can't make any money, well, when I started at 17, by the time I was 19 years old, I made my first $1 million. And for 17 years, that's all I did was network marketing until I ran into a guy by the name of Bob. Now I need you to understand why I'm telling you this story. Because of this guy, Bob, 6 to 7 years ago, my whole mindset changed. Everything that I believed and understood about network marketing completely changed. From the moment I met Bob, I said to myself, I will never, ever go back to doing traditional network marketing ever again. And to this day, that still holds true. You will never convince me to do traditional network marketing, no matter how good your company is, no matter how great your product is. If it's not a high-ticket program, you're never going to convince me to do it. You may see me consult for other companies, because that's what I do, I'm a consultant, right? As I am now here with Uno Premier, which I'm very happy with. But if you ever see me consult, that doesn't mean that I'm actually doing the program, right? Because like I said, I will not do traditional network marketing. But I'm going to tell you, the last 12 years, I've been going back and forth from the Philippines, and I've been keeping an eye open on this market. And I've been trying to see if there's even anything comparable to the things I've seen in the U.S. and other international countries. And I can tell you right now, in the last 22, 23 years, I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, the most amazing, most powerful programs that you could ever imagine that have never yet set foot in the Philippines. In the last 12 years of looking at this market here in the Philippines, I can tell you right now, it was quite a disappointment. Like I say, there was nothing here in the Philippines I could even say that it worth my time until I was introduced to Uno Premier. That's right. And you're going to understand what Uno Premier is all about. You see, because of this guy named Bob, every morning between 8 and 8:30 in the morning, he would pull into the parking lot. And he is not driving $20, $50, $100,000 cars. No. He is driving vehicles that are like, vehicles that are over $500 million. We're talking about Maserati, Le Mans, Byron, Rolls Royce, even auctioned off Ferraris that were auctioned off for one vehicle for $6 million just for one vehicle. Here I am thinking, this is 6, 7 years ago, thinking what the hell this guy does for a living. So one day I approached Bob and I said, Bob, I know we don't know each other very well, except from hi, hello, how's your day, goodbye. But if I may, Bob, I only have 2 questions that I would like to ask you today. 2 questions only. And he looks at me and he smiles. He knows what's coming. He's a real businessman, you see. He says, very well, Johnny, what's your 2 questions? And I look at Bob and I look at his car in the parking lot and I look at him and I say, Bob, first of all, what is it you do? And secondly, how do you do it? And he looks at me and he smiles and he looks at my car in the parking lot. He says, well, Johnny, it doesn't look like you're doing too bad yourself. And at that moment, that very moment, I had to correct Bob, you see. I looked at Bob and I said, no, Bob. You see, Bob, that's where you got it all wrong. You see, Bob, I have nothing to be boastful about because I have one, you have many. So he looks at me and smiles and says, okay, very well, Johnny. From one businessman to another, how much money do you make on an annual basis per year? And at that moment, I thought about his question pretty carefully, and I said to Bob, Bob, if I had to take a close enough guess, I would say I'm averaging between $700,000 to $800,000 per year. What's that in pesos? About 39, 40 million pesos per year, something like that. And he looks at me and says, Johnny, not bad. But he says, you know what, Johnny, conservatively speaking, take note, he said conservatively, meaning he does not want to say exactly how much he's making. He says, conservatively speaking, Johnny, I make 4 to 5 times the amount of money you make. And the moment he said that, I was quite shocked, but I was not surprised because of the vehicles that he was driving every day. So I look at Bob and I say, okay, very well, Bob. Well, let me ask you this. What is it going to take for me to make the kind of money that you make? It was quite impressive. And he looks at me and he smiles. He says, oh, okay, very well, John. He says, if you want to get in bed with me, not in bed, it's a business term in business. It says, if you want to get in bed with me, it's going to cost you $3,500. The moment he said $3,500, I was quite shocked. I was like, what is this guy saying? $3,500? This guy is crazy? So I look at Bob and I say, Bob, now don't get me wrong, Bob, $3,500 for me may not be a lot of money. But look around, Bob, look around. You know, the mortgage industry has crashed, right? The economy is just falling apart. People are losing their homes left and right. Even, you know what, Bob, even a $200 monthly car payment, here in the Philippines you call it organization, right? A $200 monthly car organization, people cannot even pay that. And I was telling Bob, the banks are repossessing everybody's car left and right, just for a $200 car payment that they cannot afford. And you're telling me $3,500 if I want to do business with you? Excuse me, Bob, let me tell you something right now. What I do is network marketing. We don't use the term traditional network marketing back then because network marketing was network marketing. And I said, I do network marketing, Bob. And you know what, Bob? I said, if you want to do business with me, you want to partner up with me, it's only going to cost you $200 at the low end. And at the highest level, it's going to cost you $600. But you know what, Bob? You know what? At $600, Bob, people complain. They say, oh my God, Johnny, $600? That's a lot of money. I think I'll start at $200 if that's okay with you. Oh my God. Oh my God! You know what happens when people tell me that they want to start at $200? I got to do all the things that each and every one of you here tonight hates about network marketing. And what is that? Recruit. Oh my God! Just saying the word recruit, I'm already exhausted, right? No wonder why so many of you guys fail and give up on network marketing, because I'm going to be the first one to admit here. Network marketing is not easy. It's a great opportunity, but once again, it all boils out to timing, right? But if you get involved with any company, any network marketing company, especially in the wrong timing, no matter how much you recruit, you're never going to make it. There's a lot of good companies, right? You'll never make it. And after I shared this with Bob, my concept, and told him about how difficult it is at $600 people complaining, he looks at me and says, Johnny, pay close attention, because I'm only going to say this one time. I said, okay, Bob, I'm listening. He says, for one, what I do, Johnny, for one, it's easier. Secondly, it's faster. And third, there is no resistance. The moment he said no resistance, at $3,500, you got to understand, I'm quite confused, because at $600 in what I do in network marketing, I get hells a lot of resistance. I got people telling me all the time, that's too much money. And then here's this guy, Bob, telling me $3,500 and no resistance. But you know what? Because of Bob's credibility, of the cars I see him drive every single day, I took a leap of faith. What did I do? The very next morning, I go to my bank and I pull out $3,500 in cash, put it in an envelope, and as I meet with Bob the next morning between 8:30 in the morning, I say, Bob, here's your $35. He picks up the envelope. To be honest with you, he doesn't even bother to count it. He looks at it and says, okay, Johnny, very well. He puts it in his coat jacket and says, let's start it. To make a long story short, from traditional networking to high ticket. I started doing Bob's program, and just within 2 to 3 months, I went from averaging $800,000 per year, and I started doing, just within 2 to 3 months, take note, I started doing over $300,000 plus every single month without fail. And ever since then, I said, I'll never, ever go back to traditional network marketing ever again. So tonight, I'm not going to waste your time on any traditional network marketing scheme. On the surface, you're going to see a lot of similarities to traditional network marketing, but I'm going to separate the two. I'm going to help you understand the difference and all the hidden agendas that traditional network marketing offers, and all the simplicity that a high ticket offers, and why it's much easier, it's faster, and there's no resistance. Are you guys ready for that presentation? Let's take a look at it right now. And I need the clicker. Okay, here it is. First of all, introducing Uno Premier. Uno Premier International will be located at the heart of Bonifacio Global City, and its mother company operating now for the last 8 years with a proven track record of success with over 100 branches spread out throughout the Philippines with achieved awards of business excellence and its networks. There's only 2 things that I would like to point out here. Number 1 is BGC, Bonifacio Global City. You need to understand that when we say BGC, this is the prime location where most of the prime elite of the elite businesses are located at. So when you invite someone to your office or to introduce them to our business, the last thing they're going to think about is a traditional network marketing company. Because normally in network marketing, what is it we usually do? Hey, why did they invite you? Let's go meet at Jollibee McDonald's, right? Or Tigas, right? See? So when you say BGC, they actually know you mean business. And what is the second thing that I would like to point out here? First of all, when I said Uno Premier is a completely different company, and first of all, you need to know it's a startup company still. It's still very, very young. But there's a problem with that in most people's minds. They say, wait a minute, startup? Ay, medyo delikado yun. Baka after 1 year, 2 years, sarado na. Right? Right? Maybe after a year or 2, it's closed. Right? And I spent all that money and I invested so much and I invited my friends and family, and now that the company is closed, they all want to kill me now. They're all upset, right? Right? They're very upset. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, what you need to understand is that even although Uno Premier is a very young company just getting started, the mother company has been in business for over 8 years, making billions of pesos a year with over 100 branches spread out throughout the Philippines. And they are the financial backing of Uno Premier. So Uno Premier is rock solid, meaning any money that you invest into a business with Uno Premier, you do not have to worry that the company here today and tomorrow it's closed shop. You understand that, right? It's rock solid, very safe. Uno Premier International has been specifically designed to cater to more premier market business professionals and investors and entrepreneurs that fall within the A and B markets. As you can see, our segment of market that we cater to is a market of professionals, business entrepreneurs, people that have money, the A, B, and upper C market. See, in traditional network marketing, it's very hard because you have to talk to everybody and anybody. The next thing you know is you're doing a presentation for 2.5, 3 hours, and by the time you're done, it's 7,000 pesos. Just 7,000. You'd like to do it? Let me think about it. Right? Because the truth is, they don't really have money, right? So it's a numbers game. But in this business, what's happening? We're dealing with people of a higher caliber, people with a different mentality, people with connections, people that have money. So it becomes easier, right? You no longer try to make friends and family, right? Next, here we have William Barble, who is the president of the company, a visionary man. Herbie Chua, vice president. And Oliver Chua, Chief Operating Officer, each with over 17 years of business and network marketing experience and excelling as top earners for other now well-known companies in the industry, and now own and operate the country's #1 most successful business model of entrepreneurship. There's one thing that I want to point out here. I call them the big three. When I say William, Herbie, and Oliver, just remember that's the big three. When I say the big three, that's them. There's only one thing I want to point out here. First of all, is these are not three men who got together and said, oh, wait a minute, hey, we heard that network marketing was pretty cool. Why don't we go find some company that has some products, let's label our name after it, then hire someone that knows how to create some kind of pay plan and stick it together with glue and gum, and let's throw it out there and let's see who we can fool and make a lot of money. No, that's not what happened here. These are three men who came from the industry, became top earners, top leaders. They understood how difficult network marketing really is. All the tears, joys, and sweat of the business. And they understood all the things that they hated about network marketing, and they asked themselves one very important question when they created One Premier. They asked themselves, what is it that we would like to see in a company if we were sitting in your shoes tonight? And let's create that, and with that came the birth of Uno Premier. That's right. In fact, how amazing these individuals are, their expertise has created over 800 millionaires within the last 8 years, further validating their leadership and proven track record of success. This is unheard of in the industry. You know, I tell people all the time, it does not matter if we're dealing in yen, won, peso, pound, dollars, whatever currency, to create over 800 millionaires in the span of 8 years is not only unheard of, it's a phenomenon. That is unreal. So do these three men know what they're doing in terms of creating wealth in you? Yes, absolutely. So you know you're right, you're working with the right management team, the right mentality, the right leadership, the right people. Countries in Uno Premier International, business offices in expanding, Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore, Malaysia, Nigeria, United Arab Emirates, UAE, right? Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Pakistan, United Kingdom, expanding, India, Canada, Australia, Japan, etc., etc. The list goes on and on and on. And I tell you right now, when we mention these countries, guess what? We're barely in the baby crawling stages of being in this country. So you have to think, oh my God, they're already there? Oh, who am I going to talk to? Everybody probably knows about it already. No, that's where you're wrong. Hardly anybody knows about it, but you are very lucky, because if you know someone or a friend or relative that's in any of these countries, hey, Patty, you know what, I got a great business proposition for you that you can come back home and have a business that can change your life. I tell you what, why don't I invite you to our local office in your area? Would you be open to that? Of course they're going to say yes, especially if they're OFWs, because they're there to make money, right? So inviting people, especially in these countries, is very easy to do. Products. The doctor of the future no longer treats the human frame with, excuse me, wrong PowerPoint. Daniel. The doctor of the future no longer treats the human frame with drugs, but rather will cure and prevent disease with nutrition. The famous words of Thomas Edison. Let me share something with you that maybe many of you are not aware of. Because I completely agree with Thomas Edison here, because I truly believe that prevention is better than cure. See, many of you wait until you're so deadly sick almost that you have to go to the hospital and start, spending your whole life saving just to save your life, which I just find that really crazy. You know that in the U.S. alone, not counting other foreign countries, in the U.S. alone, we kill more people in 1 year because of medical malpractice, medication, medical negligence. We kill more people in 1 year than we have killed in the 10 years of the Vietnam War. And this is every year that we kill more people in 10 years in the Vietnam War. So you really think that medicine is still the solution? No, it's prevention. Now, I promised you a very short presentation, did I not? So I'm not going to go through all the products here tonight. I will emphasize on one. I will breeze through them very fast. But if you would like to know more about the products, get back together with the person who invited you, and we can get you a brochure. We have brochures out there so you can learn more about our products. But tonight, this is a business preview, so you can make just an informed business decision if this is the business that you would like to participate in. Is that fair enough if I keep it really short on the products? Okay, but I will emphasize on one. Okay, well, first of all, we have the Lejeun's Cosmetic line. The Lejeun's Cosmetic line is a mineral anti-aging makeup with the opulence of 24 karat gold. You know, you put that on your face, all that makeup, it beautifies your skin, and at the same time, anti-aging, right? With many, many health benefits. Then we have the Santa-8 berries. The Santa-8 berries is probably one of the most amazing products in the industry today. When I say industry, I'm talking about the whole industry. Why is that? Well, first of all, I haven't seen too many or very few, especially anything like this in the industry, where this company took all the blockbusting, most highly sought out, highest ORAC antioxidant values in the market and put it all together in one super formula. All the highest products in the highest ORAC value available in a product, and they took all of those special popular products they put together in all one super formula. Products like noni berry, right? Mangosteen, acai, pomegranate, right? Watermelon, blueberry, blackberry, the metabolic enhancer green tea, right? They put all of these things in one super formula. Now you got a product that helps you with anti-aging, helps boost your immune system, so your immune system can do its job by keeping you healthy, fighting disease in the body, right? Everyday sickness, right? If you have problems in the libido department, if you're a man, it helps with that. If you're a woman and you have problems with MS, it helps balance you out so you don't suffer as much. So it's just an amazing, amazing product. And it's anti-aging. Then we have Procardio, and Procardio is a product that everybody should be taking, especially before the age of 30 years old. Why is that? Because, especially here in the Philippines, we like to eat a lot of baboy, right? That's right, right? And we know that the #1 silent and deadliest killer in the United States alone, not counting other international countries, once again, 1 out of 4 people that will either die or experience a heart attack is heart disease, right? 1 out of 4 people will either experience a heart attack or die from one. And secondly, is stroke. And that is a fact. In the Philippines, from what I heard recently, I'm not too sure on this, don't quote me, but I'm sure you could do your research, but I heard it's like 2.6 out of 4 people that will actually die or experience a heart attack here in the Philippines. That's pretty bad. And I'm sure we all know someone, a friend or family, that could actually be helped in this department who's experienced such incidences, right? Well, how does our product work? It works like a Roto-Rooter. A Roto-Rooter is what a plumber uses out in the United States when your plumbing is all plugged up. You call, he comes out with this big machine, and it goes, and your whole pipes are clean. Well, that's how cardio works. It goes into your body, cleans out your blood, and gets rid of all the plaque and builds around your arteries and veins. How does it do that? By lowering bad LDL cholesterol, bad triglyceride levels, and raising the good cholesterol. And now you got clean pipes. But the product that I want to talk about today is called NutriFat. How many people here in this audience would actually like to lose belly fat? Please raise your hands. Right? Oh yeah, right? I'm going to tell you why I'm so excited about NutriFat, because one very important reason. Did you know that the diet industry is the most rampant, the most powerful, I will say the most demanded supplement than any other supplement in the market? Because people want to look beautiful, sexy, macho. They'd rather take care of the way they look on the outside before they address the concerns and problems within the inside. Do you agree? Right? Because people are vain. We're all vain. Oh, no, I'm not vain. Oh, yes, you are. But never said that vain is bad, right? Never said vain is vain. Actually, being vain is good. Why? Because if you are vain to a certain extent, you will try to take care of yourself, right? The way you look and keep yourself healthy. So being vain can be good. You know, I went through the company in the United States that did $100 million on its first year of their diet product because it was so effective. And you know what? Personally, you might find this a little bit hard to believe, but this is a true story. I personally pocketed about $1.7 to $1.8 million in less than 2 years with that company, and I did it so stupidly easy that you might think it's too good to be true. And this is a fact. The company was so wise that they created sample packs. And all I would do every day is I would get sticky notes with a staple gun, put my name and number on it, staple it to the sample pack, and I would go around and I would say, oh, sir, man, would you like to lose some weight here? Try this product. Sir, you got to try this product. You will have so much energy. You'll love this product. And I'll go to, then the women sometimes would get offended. I'll get to a woman to say, what are you trying to say, son, that I'm fat? right? And I'm like, well, no, man, that's not what I meant. And then after about 10, 15 feet away, hey, son, hey, boy, now you tell me, does that product really work? Well, yes, man, it sure does, right? Well, let me try some of that. True story, a guy by the name of Tom, who actually eventually became a very good friend of mine. Very next, I'm not sure if it was evening that night or the next day, but he says, Johnny, is this? I go, yeah, this is Johnny. Who's this? Oh, Johnny, oh my God, I gotta have this product. You remember me? This is Tom. Oh yeah, hi Tom. Right? And he says, Johnny, I gotta have some of that product. Can you sell me some of that product? And I'm like, Tom, I'm sorry, Tom, but I don't sell product. I don't like to sell product. I don't have time to sell product. I don't like to retail. I don't like to retail, Tom, but I tell you what I can do. I can indirectly sell it to you. I tell you what I can do. I can help you get it at wholesale. Would you like that, Tom, to get it at wholesale? Oh, but you sure, Johnny? Wholesale? You know, I'm willing to pay full retail value for that. That product's really, really good, so you can make a couple of dollars or two. I said, oh, no, I'm not interested in that. It's okay. I'll help you get it at wholesale. Well, Johnny, now you tell me, what's the catch? Why are you helping me get it at wholesale? I said, well, you know what, Tom, I tell you, if there's a catch, well, the catch is you just have to attend one of my business previews. That's right, something like this. And that was my opening. Oh, really, Johnny? And Johnny, how long will that take? Well, not more than 4 minutes, under an hour. Oh, really? You know, I think I can do that. And Johnny, is it okay if I invite, you know, a couple of my friends with me? And oh yeah, you sure can do that, Tom. Invite as many as you want, right? And you know what? True story. Tom, just within the first under 30 days, 24 to 25 days, he had over 100 people in his network, and he made a residual income. Take note, residual, not one time, a residual income like retirement of $10,000 within his first 30 days. The company had a really good pay plan too, see, and it was high ticket, right? Somewhat high ticket, not high ticket, but I'm going to tell you, it was a very good pay plan. But you know what? Monkey see, monkey do. What did Tom do? All he did was pass out those products for free. He gave it away for free. He actually hired some boys, several boys, and he dropped them at Kmart. It cost you less, and they would just go out and give the products away for free. And that's how he built his own network. And you know why that worked? Because the product absolutely worked. And today we have a product that absolutely works. And not only that it absolutely works, Uno Premier has actually copied the same business model concept by how? By creating sample packs. Here you go. See these sample packs? All you have to do is pass them out and give them away to people. And I promise to come back to you and say, oh my God, that product is amazing. I gotta have some more of that. Well, I invite you to a business preview and I hope you get it at wholesale, right? That's all you have to do. But what's so special about this product? Well, it has 4 core ingredients. It's a pickled plum with micropunctures in it. The first core ingredient is extract. And green tea extract or green tea speeds up your metabolism. The body can start back at a faster level, right? And it's very, very powerful. Secondly, it has purity, and purity works also in a very interesting fashion, in 2 interesting fashions, as a matter of fact. The first way is that it actually lowers bad cholesterol and triglyceride levels. And secondly, it ultimately helps the body to burn fat. And third, our product has a probiotic called Bifidobacterium lungum. Are you guys familiar with probiotics? Kind of like yogurt or Yakult, right? That's probiotics, right? But you see, the thing here, in Asian countries, especially in the Philippines, especially the women, have a bad habit of taking slim teas. Are you guys familiar with like BioSlim, Cancunis, Bigger Lie? That's right, that's what I call it, a bigger lie, right? Why do I call it a bigger lie? Well, because initially it may do you some good, right? You take the product, you expel the waste the next morning, and you get all that toxin out of you. How many of you actually tried slimming teas here? Any of you tried slimming teas before? Yeah? Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you a true story, huh? And I'm not exaggerating. The first time I ever tried Bigger Lie, okay, I thought I was gonna die. Literally, I thought I was gonna die. I was on the toilet, I was like, literally, I literally did that. I thought I was gonna blow a vein up in my head. I mean, I felt that I was having heat flashes. I'm like getting on the toilet, I'm like this, and the shower's like, oh, jump in the shower, the cold water, I get back on the toilet, and jump back to the cold shower. True story. I thought I was gonna die. That stuff really works, right? But you know what? There's a thing about slimming teas that you're not aware of. The long-term effects of slimming teas is not good. Because why? Two reasons. Number one, you start becoming dehydrated if you're taking it every day. Secondly, when you go and get rid of all that waste the next morning, guess what else goes on with it? All the good, healthy flora that your intestinal tract needs to digest and metabolize food properly. So what happens when you take slimming teas? Well, this is what happens. You eat all these good, nutritious foods. You may be even taking some supplements, but guess what? Every cell in your body is starving, and you start becoming very unhealthy. But with NutriFab, our product does the same thing, except without the effect, right? It's much not as bad. It's very smooth, very gentle. But guess what? Not only that it detoxifies you, it now flourishes every part of your intestinal tract. So that means that anytime you do eat healthy foods or you're taking supplements, every single cell in your body is being charged and fed. And last but not least, our proprietary blend that most plums in the market don't have, that is Garcinia Cambogia. And Garcinia Cambogia is probably the most amazing breakthrough in the last 50 years when it comes to diet and weight loss. The claims of Garcinia Cambogia and the medical research and testimonials that have been actually shown are outstanding. Imagine a product that helps you lose body fat without additional diet or exercise. But I tell you what, how would you guys like to see a 2-minute, 25-second video, just 2 minutes, 25-second video, to keep this short, so you can see exactly how Garcinia Cambogia works. Would you guys like to see that? Okay, it's very, very powerful. Let's take a look at that right now.
Everybody wants to know what's the newest, most effective fat buster on the market that lets you fat without extra diet or exercise. Thanks to new scientific research, the secret that millions of people across America are using to shed pounds quickly and effectively is a revolutionary new fat buster called Garcinia Cambogia, a pumpkin-shaped fruit plant from Southeast Asia. Garcinia Cambogia may be the most revolutionary fat-burning ingredient discovered today. New research has found that this strange fruit may be the miracle that lets you lose weight without changing your diet or exercise. Garcinia Cambogia inhibits the production of new fat in the body, and when the body is not making fat, it's burning fat. Scientific research shows that people using Garcinia Cambogia lose 2 to 3 times more fat than with diet and exercise alone. Not only does it help with weight loss, Garcinia Cambogia also helps emotional eaters by increasing serotonin levels in sleep, elevating mood, suppressing appetite, and preventing new belly fat. So Garcinia Cambogia acts as a true dual fat buster. First and foremost, it suppresses appetite so you are not hungry. Second, it prevents fat from being stored by changing fat into glycogen for energy that your muscles will use when you exercise. To demonstrate, here's an example. When you eat food, your liver enzymes turn all of the sugar, bread, and carbohydrates into fat cells. And your fat cells absorb this fat and get larger, which is the cause of belly fat. Garcinia Cambogia blocks these liver enzymes and creates a new pathway to move the sugar, bread, and carbohydrates into energy. By doing this, you prevent new fat from being formed, and your already swelled fat cells begin to shrink and convert that stored into energy. This new ingredient is the revolutionary new product the world has been waiting for, and has been touted as the holy grail of weight loss.
All right. Now, I'm going to show you some before and after pictures of how powerful Garcinia Cambogia is. If you see right here, this is before and after, matter of weeks only, matter of weeks. Very powerful, right? And here we have from sexy to sexier, right? If you go on YouTube or Google, you'll see how powerful this product is. In fact, you see women and men weighing over 280, 330 pounds, and today you would think that they came out of an FHM magazine. Absolutely powerful. Okay, now let's continue. Let's see how we can tie in the benefits of our great products to the financial side. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. There's only one thing that I want to talk about here before I continue. You see, for those who do have jobs, you guys are a product of what's called a 40-40-40 plan. And nothing is going to change in your life while you're still a product of this 40-40-40 plan. What is that? That's 40 years of your life working for somebody else. 40 years of your life building somebody else's dreams, not yours. And 40% of your earnings is going to the government. That's right. When you get your paycheck, there's a deduction, right? When you go buy groceries or put fuel in your car or pay your utility bills, there's VAT and all kinds of things that you pay, right? So very little you actually get to keep. It all goes back to the government. So let's take a look at what I call the 18-month plan. Okay. First of all, when Premier Master your global business starts here, what to expect. You get a professional online back office, meaning you can check your business from anywhere in the world as long as you have access to the internet. Like say, for example, your name is Giselle. It'll be www.unopremier.com/Giselle, right? So Giselle might give her link to someone that's in the United States, and you say, oh, I really like Giselle. I like the way she looks. I think I want to partner up with her. You know, this is her link. And then they pull out their debit card or their credit card, and they start it, right? And now she has a partner in the U.S., and she's here in the Philippines. So we have a global business, right? Your own personal replicated website, right? That's right here, right? That's what we're talking about. Business tools and materials, video seminars and conferences, which we have three times a week here in New World Hotel, sometimes in Makati, EDSA, Shangri-La. And then we have EDSA Shang, and then on Saturdays, we have business previews in SMX Taguig Aura, along with leadership support and training. Now, there's only one thing that I want to mention on this slide. You see, many of you have relatives or friends known as OFWs, right? And there's only two reasons why they do this. Number one, because they want to go abroad so they can help their families back at home. And secondly, they want to save up enough money so they can come back to the Philippines and open up a business so they never have to return back abroad. Well, let me tell you something, two things you need to know. Did you know that if you want to open up a business and you want to net 80 to 100,000 pesos per month, which you won't do right away, it'll maybe take you 3 to 4 months before that happens. But if you want to net 80 to 100,000 pesos a month, did you know you have to invest about 1 million pesos and above to net that kind of money? That is a fact. So if you want to net between 80 to 100,000 pesos a month, you need to invest over 1 million pesos. Keep that in mind, okay? Remember that now. Now, a very sad fact. These OFWs, maybe your friends or families, they go over abroad, they work 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years, and if they were smart and they were capable of saving anywhere from 500 million pesos, after all these years, they come back home to the Philippines, and 97% of them will go bankrupt and lose their money within the first 6 months to 1 year. And that is a fact. Why? Because they didn't have the financial capabilities of education, management skills, operation skills, maybe wrong concept of business. Could be many, many factors of why they failed. But most of it is because they don't have the proper leadership support, someone to actually help them and show them how to do the business, because they just really don't know anything about business, right? Well, guess what? Here at Uno Premier, we provide proper leadership support and training. We make sure that when you are a part of Uno Premier, we provide you with all the support that you need, all the proper training, so there's never an excuse for you to say that I didn't have anybody to help me. I didn't know how to do this business. That does not happen here at Uno Premier. We are here to support you and train you every step of the way so you succeed. Online Android Business Presentation app. If you have an Android or iOS phone, right? And you know, hey, just go on, go to Google App Store and download Uno Premier. You can see the company profile, compensation, the compensation, business, how to get started, all from a cell phone. Maybe some of you here tonight saying, alam mo, Johnny, ako kasi medyo may edad na ako, hindi ako masyadong hilig sa mga computer na yan, medyo komplikado sa akin to. Yung anak ko, doon siya hilig pero ako, parang mahirap yata yun I'm going to prove it to you that everybody here in this audience can do this business. Now, you guys proven it very clearly to me. You don't like to raise your hands, right? But I'm going to ask you just this one time as a small favor to please raise your hands for me. Every single one of you with your right hand. Please, just one time, please. Just a moment, okay? Just one time. Raise your right hand for me. Show me this index finger right here. Show me this index finger here. Okay, we can back and forth like this. Okay, kung kaya mo gawin to, kaya mo gawin tong negosyo kasi pindot-pindot lang. Alright? Right? Business partners, commissions, report, lahat sa mouse, pindot lang. You have to teach you how to make pindot also. Di naman siguro, di ba? So you can do it regardless of race, culture, or age. Kaya mo gawin tong negosyo. Ganun kasimple siya. Okay? Very simple. Okay? First of all, this is our Uno Premier International Business Packages. Now, before I get started here, I know that many of you have been to some type of similar presentation like this before, maybe with a traditional networking company, right? And what is the very first thing you notice when you go to a presentation like this? It's full of a lot of hype, rah, right? They try to attack your emotions, give you big numbers, say, oh wow, yayaman tayo dito pare, sige, sali tayo, right? But tonight I'm not going to do any of that. In fact, I might even say some things that may offend you. I'm going to be very brutally honest. Okay, I hope that's okay with you. I'm sure you guys are smart enough and educated enough not to be fooled, all right? So I'm just going to be very direct and honest because 23 years in this industry, one thing I have learned is that people do not appreciate to be lied to. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, first of all, we have our Premier Business Package at 30,600 pesos. Now, if you're wondering if this is a good position, a good place to get started, in a regular traditional networking presentation, they say, oh yeah, it's really good. Get started at any level, all levels are good. Because they just want you to spend money, get in and get your business, which is okay, right? Because that's what they're there for. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to tell you if you're wondering if this is a good position to get started, I'll be very direct and honest. It's just okay now. Just okay. It's a way to get your foot in the door just to get you started. So you don't get left behind. And you don't miss the opportunity. But then it gets better. 61,200 at the elite level. Then we have the global business entry, which over 90% of our business partners and associates get involved here. You know why? Because businessmen and businesswomen understand that the larger you invest, the faster and the bigger is the return. Do you agree to this? Right? Unlike networking, right? You try to approach someone that's an AB, upper C market, you say, hey, Mike, would you like to join me? 7,000 pesos lang, ano yan, networking? Magkano kikitain ko dyan sa 7,000 na yun? 500 pesos? Oh, really? Take care. Wish you the best, pare. Good luck. Right? You starting to get the picture here? Right? But when you tell, when a businessman or businesswoman says, pare, magkano yung negosyo na yun? Magkano investment dyan? 182. I really want 122. Parang maganda, ha? You know how many times I've heard that when talking to people? They actually say, 122, parang okay yun, ha? Siguro malaki yung, yung return, no? Paano yan? Now they're curious. They want to know how it works. Right? So the bigger the package you invest in, the greater return on incentives you receive. Okay? Uno direct business bonus. Okay, this is you. If you go out and you find your first business partner, let's say he comes in at the premier level, at the okay lang level. You make how much? You make 1,320 pesos cash and 2,250 peso product certificate that you can redeem in products. Okay, then let's say you find your second business partner and he comes in at the elite level. You make how much? You make 2,640 pesos and a 4,500 peso product certificate. Okay, now let's say you go out and you find your next business partner. The next business partner you invite, he's a real businessman, but he's not just a real businessman. He's one of those businessmen that says, I am just so sick and tired of being sick and tired. right? And he says, I want to do something really good, and I'm going to come in at the highest level. And he's going to come in at the global level. And you make 5,280 pesos, 9,000 product certificate. Wow, we could lose a lot of belly fat for 9,000, right? That's right. Imagine if you had 9,000 in a product certificate, and you went out and you gave all of that product away for free to people that A and B and upper C market. Literally, give it away for free. What do you think what's going to happen, especially if the product works? Do you not think you're going to find at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 business partners that will come in at the global level because a product works? Of course! That's a lot of product. Because it's possible you won't get at least 1, 2, or 3 business associates that will come in at the global level. And did you have to sell? No. All you did was give it away for free. And you made business, right? You made money. Right? Indirectly selling, right? Okay. Then we have the Uno Premier Dual Business Bonus. Okay. Now this is you. You have a business line that separates your left business line from your right business line. And let's say you go out and what is dual? It means 2, right? Okay. Now we're going to distinguish the difference between high ticket and traditional networking. Now, so pay attention. This is you. You go out and get your first business partner. See Al. He comes in at the global level. You make 5,280 and a 9,000 product certificate. Remember, I used the last slide, right? Okay, now you go out and find your second business partner, say Barry, you make another, right? You come in at the global level, you make another 5,280 and 9,000. But because you found out Barry, the company says every time you have someone on the left, someone on the right, you bring in 2 people, we're going to reward you 14,400 pesos every single time. Not like networking, 500, 1,000. Right? That's a joke, right? Imagine you go to and you do some presentation, Jollibee, invite 6 of your friends, and the time you're done, you spent, what, 800 pesos to feed them all, and the time they're all gone, they say, oh, I don't got money to join, and they say, thank you for the food, right? And they leave, and lugi ka, right? Right? Lugi ka na. Maybe you got one person who joined, you made 500 pesos, bill mo 800, right? Doesn't even cover for your business expense, right? Okay, now, if we had the 5,289,000, 5,289,000, and the 14,400, how much you make? 42,960 pesos. That is huge. That is huge. Now let's separate the difference between high ticket and low ticket. Now I want you to really understand this, okay? Let's say, I'm going to choose this gentleman here. Your name is? Elvis? Elvis Presley? All right, Elvis. Okay, Elvis, kunwari lang, Elvis, you and I, we are best friends, and I want you to think in real life terms, like reality, okay? Just bear with me for a second. And kunwari lang, let's just pretend you are my best friend, you really love me as best friend, and I love you as my best friend, and I came up to you and I said, Elvis, I got this great business, and you know what, Elvis? You gotta be there with me. We're just getting started. I know you trust me. Do not ask me what it is. Just trust me, because we're gonna do this together. You give me 7,000 pesos. Will you be my business partner today? Yes, he says. Why? Because Elvis is my best friend and he trusts me, right? Kasi kung sasabihin ng hindi, because he's my best friend, right? Now the question is Elvis gonna actually do the business? Yes or no? Maybe yes, maybe no. But what happens if he does do the business? And he goes up to his first friend and he goes up and your name is again? Giselle. And he goes up to Giselle, oh, I got this great business, Giselle, you gotta join me. Giselle says, ano yan? Networking? Oh, networking, maganda siya. 7,000 lang. Ay, talaga, ayaw ko yan. Ayaw mo, Giselle? Ayaw ko. Ayaw mo? Kita. Ayaw ko yan. Ayaw mo talaga? Okay, sige, ayaw ko na rin. Right? So he gives up. He says, I don't want to do it too. Forget it. It's too hard. Right? Now, tignan mo to, ha? Watch this. Even if Elvis is my best friend, regardless how close we are, and I said all the same things, and I came up to him and I said, Elvis, you trust me, you're my best friend, and I want you to just don't worry about a thing, just trust me. I want you to give me 122,000 pesos. You give me 122,000 pesos. No. No way, right? You know why? Because Elvis is not willing to throw away 122,000 pesos. Unlike dun sa 7,000, kaya niya, di ba? He says, okay lang yan, tinulungan ko naman si Johnny, right? Kaya ko naman kita nyo sa negosyo ko, sa trabaho ko. So okay lang yung 7,000. It doesn't matter. The 7,000 doesn't mean much to me. That's okay. But at 122,000, he says no. Well, what happens if, Elvis, you understood the business. You understood the return of investment. You understood that I'm going to help you. And you actually appreciated the business model and you felt that it is something to do with my help. Will you be my business partner today? Absolutely yes. But what is one thing that Elvis knows? Elvis knows that he has to find how many people? 2 business partners. So now Elvis goes to Giselle. Giselle, right? And then he says, Giselle, would you like to join me? This and that. Giselle says, 122, oh, ayaw ko yan. Ayaw mo? Ayaw mo talaga? Sige, bahala ka sa buhay mo. Next. Right? See, he's going to go, he's not until he finds his first 2 business partners. Why? Because Elvis will not throw away 122,000 pesos. And this is why it becomes easier, it becomes faster, there's no resistance. You see? You understand that now, right? Okay, so what happens? Al goes out and he gets his business partner. He makes a fight to 89,000, katulad mo, just like you. Right? Barry does the same thing. He makes a fight to 89,000, just like you. Right? Al completes his second business partner just like you did, and you made 42,960, right? Well, now Al made 42,960, right? Barry completes his second business partner. He makes a 42,960. How much did you make? The company says we're going to give you 28,800 because you got one on the left, another one on the left, another one on the left. You got 2 pairs, dual. That is 14,400 times 2. That's 28,800 pesos. What did you do? That's right. Nothing. All you did is you helped Al and Barry to do what? To invite. That's all you did. See, when you get started in this business, you are to never, ever, ever try to explain it. Your job is only to invite. Don't ever try to explain it. Oh, can you explain to me how it works? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain it. Let me invite you so you can see what it is. Right? Let us do the explaining for you. Right? Now, these 4 go out and get 2 each, right? That's 4. Right? And that's 57,600. Let's say month 3 to be conservative. I don't like to do what networkers do, right? They say, oh, next day, tomorrow, next week, right? I don't buy that, right? And those 4 go out and get 2 each. That's 815,200. Those 8 go out and get 2 each. At 16, that's 230,400. How many people did you have to get? 2 or 16? 2. That's right. And this is month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5. And how much was your investment to make close to all of this? That's right, 122. Not how much? 1 million. Net what? 80 to 100,000 lang. Right? You see the difference here? And with no what? No overhead. No overhead expenses. Right? Now you notice something? You notice something? Di ko siya tinali. I didn't add it up. You know why? Because like I said, I really don't appreciate height. I'm sure you're educated enough to do the math yourself. You can add it up yourself, how much you made in the last 5 months. But what I am going to share with you that I cannot avoid is this. This here never stops. The left and right, every time there's someone on the left, someone on the right, either it came from you, below you, underneath you, it doesn't matter who it came from. Every time there's one on the left, one on the right, you get 14.4, right? Okay, and this gets faster and faster. Remember the question I asked earlier when we first got started here? How many of you have ever experienced maybe 5 million to 15 million pesos a month? Okay, this is how I started doing over $300,000 plus per month because it's like popcorn. Because why? It's high ticket. The larger the investment, the larger the return, right? So guess what? The first month, pop up, 14.4, 14.4. Now you got 2 people going out and finding their 2. The next month, pop up, 14.4, 14.4, 14.4. Now it's getting a little faster. The next month, 44, 44, 44, 44, 44. The next month, right? 44, 44. The next month, then pretty little. See? It is powerful. And it never, ever ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Right? Now let's take a look at the next slide. Just 3 more slides to go. We're done. Now that's how simple our patient is. Okay? Uno Premier Direct Matching Bonus. Now, this is you. Let's say you go and you invite your first person, your first business partner, see Al again, right? See Al. Now, in traditional, let's break it down again. Traditional networking, pretend ako si Al. You invited me, right? You made a fast start bonus, siguro, let's say 500 pesos, right? Because you invited me. Pero ang tanong, Are you going to make any more money off of me if I go invite everybody over here, this whole group over here? Will you make money? Absolutely not. You'll make zero. Okay, you will make zero. You know why? Because for me to get paid for you to get paid on all my efforts, of all the people I brought in, you got to go out and qualify. You got to bring in more people. You got to meet certain rank qualifications, right? You got to keep going. You got to keep, and then guess what? So now, what happens here with Uno Premier? Well, with Uno Premier, even though you bring in one person, okay, and let's say that after 6 months, I'm doing 200,000 pesos a month. The company says we're going to pay you 10%. That's 20,000 pesos. You make a lifetime royalty on whatever Al makes on one person without any additional qualifiers. Isn't that amazing? On one person for the rest of your life, right? A lifetime royalty as long as he's active and he's making money. Now let's say that Barry comes in, right? Your second business partner. Now let's be a little bit more realistic this time, because I'm saying 6 months later, right? Let's say 6 months later, Barry's making 500,000 pesos a month. That's 50,000, right? Now maybe somebody will say, "Sandali lang, Johnny, akala ko sabi mo you're not going to use big numbers." I'm going to be very honest with you. This is not a big number. You know why? Did you know that most of our serious consultants here in this business are actually treating like Uno Premier like a real business? Just within 3, 4, 5 months are already averaging anywhere between 500, 700 to a million pesos per month. We have people in Dubai just under a year already bought their Lamborghini. So when I say 6 months later to make 500,000 pesos, that is being conservative. Okay, so I am not using big numbers. I'm being realistic. Okay, now let's say you go out and find your third person. You say, "Well, sandali lang dyan, hindi ka naman dalawa lang. Paano kung gusto ko mag-invite na isa? I want to invite one more person." Can you do that? Yes, you can. We know that, let's say you brought in Charlie. See, where are you going to place Charlie? You got left and right only. So you have to get Charlie to A or to B, right? But because Charlie is directly invited by you, he's directly encoded to you, even though Charlie is over here. You understand? But directly he is encoded to you. So whatever Charlie's income is, you also make 10% of that, right? And let's say you brought in your next business partner, David. David is working, he's more full-time. And then he's making 100,000 pesos a month after, let's say, after about a year, 6 months to a year. That's additional 100,000, right? That you make. And this is actually weekly, but I'm saying monthly to be conservative, okay? So that's 220,000, right? Bukod, besides 14.4, 14.4, 14.4, 14.4, 14.4, 14.4, that's $360, right? That is powerful. Are you guys trying to see how powerful this is? Because there's no compensation right now in the industry, in the nutritional supplement industry, that pays you this kind of money. This is absolutely crazy. If you can't see this, I gotta go and check your pulse if you're still breathing. That's powerful, right? Okay. Now let's take a look at the last 2 slides. I told you it was short, right? Very few slides, last 2 slides. Okay, this is the unilevel. Now, this is you. Right? This is you got A, you got Al, Barry, Charlie, and me, right? But we know that Charlie and David are over here, right? But they're all directly coded to you, so this tree gets really, really big, right? And what's so special about this? What is going to happen here? Why is this tree going to get so big? Because you know why? Every one of you and everybody wants to lose belly fat, right? And everybody's using the product. The product gives results. Everybody goes crazy for the product. It's just like a good movie. Did you see that movie? Interstellar? Oh my God, so good. You got to go watch it. So what does your friend do? Oh, he goes and watches it. He goes watch it. He tells everybody else, but you're not getting paid. Same thing with the nutrition. Oh, the product. Oh, it's so good. I went to the bathroom. It's back. Right? The next day, right? So he says, you got to try it, right? So I was thinking that, right? Right? It's the same thing. You said now you're getting paid, right? But how does that work? Well, the company says we're going to pay you 29% for all 10 levels of all product points purchase points monthly. Last example of tonight. Last example. Separating high ticket from traditional network marketing. This is very important that you understand this. Very important. This is where all of you guys get all excited when you go to a network marketing presentation and you think you're going to make a lot of money, then you later realize that it was not actually very transparent. See, in traditional networking, They say, we're going to pay you the first, maybe first, second level. We're not going to pay you on all of this unless you rank up and qualify. And the companies, these network marketing companies, they only give you 30 days to do this, right? So what do you have to do? You have to have a certain amount of recruits, team volume, organization volume, personal product purchases, right? Volumes, all kinds of different things. And it gets higher and higher, right? And maybe the first 30 days is not difficult, right? So, oh, you only need 4 people, 15,000 pesos in volume. So the first 30 days was easy. You hit it, right? Now the company says, okay, now we're going to pay you on the first or third level. But before you get paid on the next levels, you got to rank up again. But now this is where it gets interesting. It becomes a lot harder. The quotas, the volumes, everything becomes almost double for you to achieve and reach the next rank qualification so you can get paid on the next level. And they give you 30 days to do it. So it's like, you know, you got 30 days and you're working the program and you're working it and you got 15,000 pesos to go in volume that you need to reach. You're 15 days in already. And then now you're still working and now you got 7 days more. You only need 10,000 more. And you're working and you're getting closer and closer. That's 5 days. 43 days, you only need about 1,000 pesos more. You're so close. And the last day is on a Tuesday. And on Tuesday, the cutoff time is at 2 o'clock. And you're there because you need 2,000 pesos only. It's 1:30 and it's over 1:30. You're so close. And it's 1:30, 1:45, and it's 2 o'clock and you did not make it. Oh my God. And you worked so hard for that. And guess what? You say, oh my God, hirap to. Sige, balik na lang ako sa Jollibee. Right? Doon na lang ako mag-work. At least I get paid. And wonder why so many guys get so upset about network marketing. Say, ay, network marketing doesn't work. Naloko yun eh. Naloko yung company na yun. So what do you start feeling? What do you start thinking? In your head, you're thinking, who makes all the money? The company. What about us? We work so hard, and this is how they treat it. They make it so difficult. Right? No wonder why you guys have a bad taste in your mouth about network marketing. And I don't blame you. And you know what? In Uno Premier, it's real business because you cannot do this to the A, B, and upper C market. Whatever you invest in your traditional business, if you have a traditional business and whatever you make, it goes to you. Of course, you do have overhead and all those bad things associated with the business that you cannot avoid. But at least all the profit goes to you. Same thing with Uno Premier, direct business entry. Of course, you get products in exchange for your investment. And everything that happens in your business, the company says, we're going to pay you all 10 levels with no rank qualifications. Now that is powerful. Last slide. Okay, last slide. Uno Premier International Global Profit Share Pool. Okay, now this is what's very interesting. See, in Uno Premier, in a network marketing company, usually there's called shares, right? Whatever the company makes, you make a profit, it's shared and distributed among the members, the qualified members. And this is what you need to understand is this. We have a saying here at Uno Premier, and that saying is, be privileged, right? Well, many people there's a lot of times people get offended. They say, oh, ibig sabihin be privileged, akala nila kung sino sila, right? So the question to the BOD is how can we truly make people privileged without just saying the words be privileged? How can we truly make them privileged? Well, we know that the Uno Premier profit sharing pool, the pie is not that big because the company's still young and just getting started, right? They're saying, I'm still young, profit sharing pool. But the BOD says, they said, teka muna, wait a minute. Isn't it that we also own Uno Local? And in Uno Local, we have over 800 to 1,000 distributors making billions of pesos a year. Why not take all of those profits, put it together with this growing profits of Uno Premier, let's put it all together, and let's go ahead and give 12% to all the Uno Premier business members. Wow. Right? So Early Gold Profit Share Base Delivery ranked 12% of the points of all repurchased products sold to Uno and Uno Premier members worldwide is placed in the company share pool. What do you got to do? All you got to do is get started today, right? Now, before I have my closing remarks, which is only about a minute, I'm going to share with you about a minute or two. I'm going to share with you later a formula that I've been actually teaching to my students all across the globe. I've been doing for the last 23 years now, and I have taken over 66 people, in the last 6 to 7 years, I've taken over 66 people to multi-million-dollar status. I've taken tens of thousands of my students to multiple 5 and 6-figure dollar income. And tonight I'm going to share this formula with you. And it's only going to take about 2 minutes to do it. Are you guys interested to hear that formula? Okay, but before I do that, I want to invite a friend up here to do a short testimonial. And this is not to brag or to share about cars or houses. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. It's to share with you why and how come and how this business actually works, the system works. And this person I'm going to invite up here, he's such an amazing leader. He's been in the business for quite some time. He's pretty new in it with Uno Premier, and he's going to share his experience, but he's been in the industry for quite some time, and he's going to share his experience why Uno Premier is the business for you. Okay, and I can tell you, in this business, if you want to be successful in network marketing, one thing you need to know, the only way to become successful is you have to push people to the top and work with them, help them, support them, and love them no matter what. And I'm going to tell you, if you have all this and thinking about this, but you don't have heart, it means nothing. And this guy is nothing but all heart. Let's put our hands together for none other than Kenichi Enda. Where's Kenichi? All right, here he is. Let's put our hands together. Let's get the mic.
Hello.
No mic? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me put my volume on that.
Hello. Hello. Wala. Hello. Rinig ba ako? Hindi lang ako mic, no? Anyway, good evening. So, di ba yung first time na umakyat ng business preview ng Uno Premier Kinig si Dance? And by the way, magpapakilala naman ako. I'm Kenichi and you can call me Ken. And I'm a businessman. Right now, I have a business, yung business ko yung photo booth. Are you familiar with the mga party events, gano'n? Tapos we also do props. Lahat, anything with events, yun yung business ko. And as a businessman, as long as wala namang conflict dun sa business ko, mas maganda kasi nagdadagdag. Will you agree with me? Yes. Kasi diretsuin ko kayo, sino dito yung nakapag-network na before or na-invite na before? Meron na idea sa network marketing. Okay lang ba pakita yung mga kamay? Yun na-invite na dati, gano'n, lagi nakikita, ganyan, tapos makikita, bilog-bilog. Ako rin po, gano'n din. And by the way, I'm doing this for 6 years already, yung network marketing. Recently lang, I just transferred this on Premier because of the quality of the company. If you will see naman, if you compare it to the companies na nakita nyo before, medyo malayo eh. Kasi sa presentation pa lang, we held a presentation sa mga hotel like here. And every Tuesday sa HSR lang. In short, for me, ako, sa businessman, hindi ako nahiya mag-invite ng friends ko. Kasi yung ibang friends ko, pag in-invite sa mga networking na traditional, yung may mga palakpak pa, 1 milyon, 2 milyon, parang kulto na. Guess niyo yung sinasabi ko? So, parang labo ata nito, yung tropa ko, i-invite ko dito, hindi ko payaman, gano'n, yaman, power, ganyan. So, nagusto ko sa Uno Premier, wala nun. It's all about business lang. Okay lang ba magdagdag tayo ng pwede pagkakitaan? Okay, so ayan. Yung mga tao ko sa photo booth, pakita ko na lang. So, anyway, sa mga magpapabook pala, wala ako sa labas. No? Nag-promote pa eh. Joke lang. Okay, sige, i-tour pa. Pakita ko lang. This is me, yung ano to? Soft launching, October 11. So, I was awarded, ayaw ko nung award yan. This October 11, 284,000. I started doing the network August para maintindihan nyo or in the pioneering stage. I mean to network marketing, sobrang crucial ng timing. Kasi when it comes to business, everything is timing. Will you agree? Yes. Kasi syempre, kahit sobrang ganda ng negosyo mo, kung wala na sa timing yan, medyo huli na lahat, diba? So, eto pa. Tignan mo break natin. From October 11, so after November, December, January, February, March, April, March, so 5 months, ito na. Diba? So anyway, hindi po ako magaling. Nagkataon na yung system, sobrang dali kasi gawin. But madali, kasi marami akong kilala na mahilig din sa pera. Lahat naman mahilig sa pera, no? Kasi alam ko mukhang ay ako po negosyo, no? Joke lang. Anyway, wala naman ako, may meron pa ba dyan? Wala na. Wala naman ako sobrang importante mensahe na magsabi. Ang sa akin lang, kung may gusto ka ngayon, I do believe medyo kailangan talaga magbago eh. I mean, hindi naman ikaw, baguhin mo lang yung ginagawa mo. Kasi for me, whatever I have right now, and whatever you have right now, even if di tayo magkakilala, it's what we call result, and we will agree.
Yes.
Kasi lahat na meron sa'yo hindi tayo magkakilala, lahat na meron sa akin, hindi nyo rin lang pera, result na to, ng ginawa ko dati. Kasi kung ano meron sa akin ngayon, yan sa ginawa ko dati. Okay. Kung okay ka na kung ano meron ka ngayon financially, hindi kita papakialaman kasi ikaw yan. Okay? Ako, hindi mo mapipigilan kasi medyo marami akong inahabol. Unang-una sa lahat, ang tingin ko kasi minsan naman po, dapat masarap na. Kasi lalo na, mahilig ko doon palabas, ang dami ko nakikita mga magandang lugar na sarap puntahan. Amazon River, Grand Canyon, yung mga tipong mag-selfie ka doon. Di ba, sarap selfie ka sa Grand Canyon, no? Tapos sa Amazon River. Masarap yung ganun feeling. Kaya nga lang, masarap yung mga ganun pag meron kang, kaya ako talaga todo kayo. Basta pwede pagkakitaan, but bakit hindi? Ang pinakamasabi ko lang sa inyo, kung sa tingin yung fit sa market nyo to, hindi ka mahihiya, gagawin mo talaga, napakadali na gawin. Imagine mo, pupunta ka lang sa hotel, may libre pang kape, may libre konti mga tinatinapay, papalakpak ka lang dyan, makikinig ka lang, mag-invite ka, mahirap madali. Napakadali. Ikaw nga nakaupo dyan eh. Tama? And lastly, sabi ko nga kanina, lahat na meron sa akin ngayon, resulta, lahat meron sa inyo, resulta dahil sa ginawa natin before. Ngayon, kung gusto mo bago yung resulta na meron ka ngayon, for me lang nga, sabi nga, if you want something you never had before, do something you never done before. Dati pong call center agent 6 years ago. So wala po sa pamilya namin ang may negosyo. Wala po talagang plano mag-negosyo kasi yun yung mindset eh. Kasi kadalasan yung mindset na papasa eh. Anak, aral ka maigi para pag-graduate mo, gapangin natin yan. Para pag-graduate mo, harap ka na magandang trabaho kami, ganyan. Tapos pareho na kami gumapang. Nangyayari hindi. So ako, praktikalan lang. Hindi ko alam yung network marketing before, pero lahat ng bagay na pag-aaralan. Kasi lahat ng alam mo ngayon, hindi mo yan alam dati. So ako, inalam ko lang to, pag hindi ko alamin, pagod na akong trabaho, paulit-ulit lang. Kain tulog trabaho, end of the day, nadadagdagan ng edad ko. Pero pag yung savings ko, kung tingnan ko, meron, anong ma-asset meron ako, medyo wala eh. So ganun talaga. So I decided to do network marketing. Yung una, baduy na baduy ako. Kaya lang, okay lang pakabaduy, basta kinikita naman, hindi baduy. Kasi yung mga ko, ay, nag-networking ka, ganyan. Oo, bakit? E tapos, uwi kami yan, inuman kami, ayaw rin ng networking, okay lang. Pag uwi namin, syempre, abang ng taxi, iba mag-jeep, tapos ako, naka-Mustang. Sino ba baduy ngayon? Tama na. So anyway, hindi ko ito sinasabi kapag malaki, pero sa akin lang, take a look of what you have right now. Pag medyo sawa ka na ulit-ulit, you must do something, you need to decide. Para sa akin lang, kasi kung wala ka namang babagoy, wala talaga magbabago. Ngayon, kung kontento ka na kung ano meron ka ngayon, I won't argue that's your life. Pero kung sa tingin mo hindi para sa'yo yung buhay na tinatawag ngayon, think of it. Kasi sa dami ng taong pwedeng ma-invite ikaw yung mga po dyan. And lastly, promote ko na lang din, this coming Saturday sa SM or SMX, I'll be having a training. So what will I do with the training is, I'm gonna share how I started. Napakadali, imagine mo kumita ako sa network marketing unang premier, 1.2, more than mga 1.2, close to 2 million na yung kinikita ko ngayon sa unang premier, simula sumali ako. Ituturo ko po doon how I started. Imagine mo, may kilala ka ba kumikita malaki na ituturo sa ginagawa niya? Di ba wala? Ang maganda dito, nagkakatulungan. Kasi the more na lumalaki yung company, the more na marami natutulungan. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for your time, guys, and I hope you appreciate my message. Thank you so much, guys.
Can I hear? That's my check. That's good. All right. All right. Too loud. That's my check. That's my check. Down. Okay, good. A little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. So anyways, as you can see, the opportunity is absolutely life-changing, right? The only way that's going to ever happen for you is one of the things that I mentioned in the very beginning is, number one, you need to know what your burning desire is, what your dream is, right? And focus. Now I'm going to share with you a formula. Well, before I do, we have some quick announcements, just so you can we adjust the. There we go. There we go. Here's our office with BGC, what it looks like. You can have an idea. And look how beautiful that is. 23 years I've been in the industry, I've yet to see something as amazing as that. That is our office at BGC. Is being renovated right now. Take a look at that. The executive lounge, welcome lunch. Look at the roof on that. Amazing, right? And we have the presentation rooms that are all silent proof with dividers, right? Very, very beautiful, very upscale. Executive room, if you have a special VIP guest, right? And a VIP guest room for doing presentations. And then also, just so you know, we have our new introduction to our new product. It's called the Novell soap. It has sheer butter, and it's an amazing soap. It's really, really good. Right now, we have promo right now. Take one, buy one. You can find out more about that as you go out. Here we go. And we also have the Premier Package, Elite and Global with the Novell, same prices as the packages that we were introducing earlier, where you could get all soap. Okay. And just so you know that the promotional price is extended June 30 on the packages before the price increase happens. Okay, so take advantage now, especially if you're a new guest here tonight. Take advantage of that because we have the promo price set at June 30. Okay, right now, maybe some of you are wondering, how can I get started if I get involved with Uno Premier? Can I use a credit card? Yes, you can. Right now, if you use a credit card, it's at 0% interest with HSBC, BDO, BPI, and Metro Bank. Take advantage of that right now. If you have a credit card with 0% interest. Okay? And I'm running out of battery. Then we have Nigeria, Lagos, and Abuja. So if you know anybody that's out there, as you can see, right, that's amazing, right? Our business is global. So if you know anybody out there, invite them because we're going to have business presentations. You see here, which is from June 8th all the way to June 13th, from Monday to Saturday. So let your prospects know about that out there in Lagos. Okay, and then we have in the United States from Chicago, June 5, San Francisco, June 10, and Los Angeles, June 11. We have a presentation out there, so if you have any friends or relatives out there, you can invite them to the business preview over there. Then we have our grand opening, June 13, 2013, the very first Filipino company in the industry to open up a corporate office in Los Angeles, California. Right. Amazing. And this is the office where it looks like, see how premier, how beautiful that office is, right? Very upscale, okay? Now we have our business preview also, well, this is already, okay, let's go back. Okay, we already announced that. And also, just so you know, every Saturday at 9:15 p.m., replays on Sunday 1:30, we're the only network marketing company in the Philippines that has a televised show called At the Top to bring Uno Premier, very special branding of your business. And I'm the celebrity host with my other celebrity host for Uno Premier, not Celebrity Philippines, okay? For Uno Premier, which is At the Top on PTV4 every Saturdays at 9:15 with my partner meeting, okay? So you definitely want to tell your guests about that. We're talking about the products, about the opportunity. So it's a very good way to actually promote your business. And if you want to put your this is where I don't get. So you know that we have a show. Many of you guys are new to Premier. Put your name and number up there because we have so many callers. Wouldn't you want some of those callers to go to you so you can have a new global partner, right? You can advertise with us. Find out about that. Get together with the staff, and we'll help you do that. Okay. So anyways, let's talk about the last minute of what I want to share with you. The 18-month formula. Now, if you want to make it in this business, first of all, the very first thing you need to do if you want to change your life is number one, is get involved and get started immediately. Okay, get started immediately. Don't procrastinate. Don't go through life being casual because if you go through life becoming casual, you're going to end up to become a casualty. Okay, that is a fact. Okay. Secondly, after you get started, plug yourself into the company trainings. We're going to teach you how to be a great inviter, not a presenter. That comes later. We'll teach you how to be a great inviter, how to invite people without ever getting a no. So people can be invited here. You can get some business partners under your belt. And I tell you another thing, the person who invited you here tonight, Take note of this. If you think you're doing your friend a favor, it's the other way around. Your friend is doing you the favor, because that your friend is never going to stop inviting people. And what happens if you say, oh, you know what, I'm going to think about it. Let me think about it. And guess what? The very next day, your friend invites someone and puts them in the system, which that person could have gone underneath you, but you decided to think about it. And that person that she or he placed in, guess what? They know someone in Nigeria, Lagos, Dubai, UK, Korea, and it just explodes in that market. And guess what? You just threw away the winning lotto ticket. It would have been game over. And all you had to do was go out and find one business partner and match it. Don't do that. Don't procrastinate. As I told you before, when we first get started, there's only a very small window of opportunity in life that sometimes will open up to you that can truly make you a millionaire. And Uno Premier is one of them. So get involved, get started, plug yourself into the trainings. And last, now pay attention to this. Now here it comes. This is it. For the next 18 months, you're going to treat this like a business. Now, you can go back and do the 40-40-40 plan. Right? Go back and work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week for maybe a boss that you probably don't even like. Right? Or you can try to work 2 hours a week by keeping your job and do the spare time until you make enough money to get out of your job. For the next 18 months, all you're going to do is you're going to learn through the trainings how to invite people. For the next 18 months, your only job is to invite one person per week. One. Just one for the next 18 months. If you want to invite more, even better, even faster. But just one, and treat it like a business. For the next 18 months, everyone you invite, that one person per week, it does not matter if he shows up or does not show up. It does not matter if he or she invests or does not invest. And I promise you, if you do this for the next 18 months and not give up and invite one person per week, every week for the next 18 months, I promise you, you will be driving your Lamborghini. Good night to you all, and thank you for attending. See you on the other side at the top.
Ay, sis, okay na. Kasi si ano pa member niya? Ha? Ando si Sir.